Secure Guard Security Services, your trusted security provider. Welcome back to the next chapter of your training journey. We're thrilled to have you join us once again. In this next phase of your training, we place a special emphasis on health and safety, recognizing the critical role security guards play in emergency response. So, what is health and safety all about? This means actively identifying and resolving any safety hazards you come across on the site as your responsibility to ensure workplace safety. We will expound it more by identifying WHMIS. WHMIS is a workplace hazardous materials information system. Although security guards may not come into contact with hazardous materials, it is important for you to be familiar with WHMIS in case of emergencies involving hazardous materials on the site you are assigned to. You can obtain information about hazardous materials from several sources. Samples are 1. Container labels. Containers storing hazardous materials must have a standardized WHMIS label that includes basic information about the hazardous properties of the material, spill procedures, and safe handling guidelines. 2. Worker and site-specific education programs. All workers must receive basic WHMIS training for their workplace, while those who directly handle hazardous materials must undergo specific training. 3. From material safety data sheets, employers must display a WHMIS-compliant MSDS in a visible location in the workplace. Next up, we will identify the 6 different classes of hazardous material classified by WHMIS. And these are: Class A, compressed gases. Class B, flammable and combustible materials. Class C, oxidizing materials. Class D, poisonous and infectious materials. Class E, corrosive materials. And Class F, dangerously reactive materials. Additionally, this is how you should respond to a health and safety risk. As a security guard, you should evaluate the area and restrict access to prevent further risk. Consult the post orders and emergency response plan to determine next steps, and contact the appropriate parties if necessary. Emergency response preparation is crucial for secure guards like you. To be able to identify potential emergency situations, you need to know what procedures to follow when dealing with an emergency. For example, emergency situations include fire, bombs, explosive devices, weapons, and suspicious packages. This may involve a threat to property, people, or both. Your role is to ensure a timely and appropriate response to an emergency situation. This may include activating alarm systems, contacting emergency services, making announcements, initiating building evacuations, securing evidence, and assisting emergency crews upon arrival. Last thing is duty of care. To put it simply, a duty of care requires people to act reasonably in order to avoid injuring someone. But when an individual owes a duty of care to some third party and fails to satisfy his duty, an injured third party may be able to successfully proceed with civil action against them. Remember, being a security guard is not just a job, it's a commitment to the safety and well-being of others. We hope that the lessons learned, the techniques honed, and the connections made throughout this video will serve as a solid foundation for your future endeavors. Together, we shape a safer tomorrow. This is Secure Guard, your trusted security service provider.